You see yourself, your body language, your expressions. I talked about that earlier. The blinking, the craziness. You're constantly fixing your tie. You're constantly scratching something. You should have washed, whatever. You don't want any of that to distract the folks who are looking at you and trying to really choose that person for that position. Listen to yourself. I do that a lot. I talk too fast. I have to listen to myself. The catchphrases. The catchphrases are, you know, oh yeah, yeah, Whoa! We actually had a committee member tell us that was 15 of those. Like, for real? Just because it threw us off a little bit. Or they'll say, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, girl? Catchphrases. Speech patterns. Like. Oh, that's the word. Yeah, like. Yeah, like this, like this, like this. Yeah, or yeah. That is what you are looking for. So you don't do that. Dress to impress. This young lady, she's ready for the interview. Now, women, identify what you look good in. Identify what fits you best. It goes back to our conversation. Overdressed, underdressed. I'm going for a position as a technician. I'm going for a position as a receptionist. We had some people, we're still trying to fill a position in our president's office, and we've seen people come in the interview, and I'm like, what are you interviewing for? Oh, the president's executive. Who combed your hair? I like to say that. I said, who combed your hair? It was like, whoosh. I thought Lola Falana came out of TV and popped into the president's office. I said, what is this? I'm not lying. Way too much makeup. She came. My wife has taught me that, you know, when you put makeup on, you're doing this. This person must use a spatula, because it was just caked. Honestly, and if I'm making an observation, it has to be an observation to be made by that committee, or the president, who actually sits in the interview and chooses her secretary. Wow. Men, let's go back to the women real quick. Keep accessories and makeup too very simple. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what simple means. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. So you don't walk in and you're talking and your earrings are hitting you in the nose the whole time you're talking. Or, I don't know, or you're wearing a hat that you gotta keep adjusting because it's falling in your face. You know what I mean? That's women stuff. I don't know stuff like that. So. Men, we have the easy part of it. Pants and a tie and a shirt and a jacket, and we're okay. Hopefully, if it's dry clean. Hopefully, if it's pressed. Hopefully, if it's not purple. I mean, like purple. You like purple. But for men, it doesn't work. Now, there's an exception. I'll take that back. There's a gentleman who flew down from San Francisco, and he was interviewing for the Vice President of Student Services. He had this really gorgeous pink shirt on. A suit almost identical to mine, but a pink shirt and actually a yellow power tie, they call them, because yellow's a power color, supposedly. And I thought, wow, the most subtle colors really look more professional for a man. Women, you're flattered by your color, you know? So it's a difference.
Any color that flatters you. Are there particular colors that people, for instance, like black or maybe not red or?
On the internet, you punch up, what is it like? What do colors mean? Or like they'll say power colors. They'll say yellow ties power colors. Help me out if you guys remember something like that. Autumn colors, stuff like that. And your complexion. Now I'm not a stylist, but your complexion actually dictates what looks good on you. And your hair, you come on, girls, you know what? I know I tell y'all how to dress. But that's my point. We see that when they walk into the interview.
So did that guy get the job with the pink shirt and the ear?
Actually, he didn't. He didn't just because of the fact that someone was, I guess, more qualified or whatever. But my point is, he kind of surprised me, like, oh, but he's comfortable, and he blew them away and got a second interview. So, all right. Men, tie pattern should be simple. If it looked like you should be playing connect the dot with your tie, that's not the tie to wear. I've seen people come in with those old-fashioned ties. How many guys remember those knit ties? They were knit or like, you remember those? You're dating yourself. It's like, dude, where'd you pull that out of the back of the closet? Leisure suits. No, hello. Just come up with the time. Shoes should be clean. Not be polished and shiny, but clean shoes with a decent heel. So it shows that you're not coming because you're poor and you need this job. It's because you're professional, you're ready to do the job. Okay? Leave it home.
I want to bring the movie In Pursuit of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith was like, he was painting his house because he couldn't pay the rent and stuff like that. But he blew them away.
I've heard that movie. It's fabulous. That's a very good example. Did you hear something about The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, right? Yeah? Yeah. He came in there, raggedy looking, but he blew them away because of what?
It's brilliant.
Brilliance. Quick. So you saw that. Stuff like that you could use. You could use that in your own lives. Yeah, I love Will Smith. Fabulous actor. Okay, why you give me on that subject of acting? Come on, ladies. Things to leave at home. I say cell phone, but I mean it. Leave it in your car. People, I swear, honestly, I can't believe a phone rings in the middle of an interview. It better be Jesus or God calling, because then you can answer it. Otherwise, don't answer that phone. Hit it on and be so subtle. If it does happen, no problem. Click, it's on silent. And what I'm saying is, don't draw attention to it. My worst interview, this is no lie. The phone went off, and guess whose phone was ringing? The EEO. Guess what's worse than that? She answered it. Worse than that? No problem, I continued. It rang again. This time she answered and left the room. That really, really surprised me, because I'm an EEO, so I know that was very, very rude, and it wasn't supposed to happen. But because I think she knew me and felt I wouldn't mind if she took that call, I mind very much. And I made us think about it in a nonchalant way. Very professional. You think I had a great interview? Fine, it went fine. I got a second interview, which is fine. I got selected for the position, which was fine. But that one moment threw me off, okay? And I didn't get that position. Now this is something else which is kind of unique. Politics played a key role. They chose me, they shook my hand, they said congratulations, the board of trustees, the chancellor, all these people. Wow, you're gonna be a great fit. We're looking forward to seeing you in that position. I get a phone call, you know what, we decided to go with someone else. Oh, not a problem. As long as I know the rules and the games that are played, then I can play along with them just like they do. So I was devastated. I took a week off from work like, whoa, 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 whoa! There's an embarrassment. I had the job, I told everybody, hey, I'm the dude, whoops, not gonna happen. How did I deal with it? I had to regroup. I had to realize I still had self-worth. I realized that I was the candidate that they chose, but politics got in the way. And that's not a problem, because I understand that and I can deal with it. Okay? Leaving at home. Cell phones in the car. Excessive cologne or jewelry. Bad manners or negativity. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Family and friends. This one guy had his 7-year-old sitting on the president's couch when he's inside the interview for a full-time faculty position. Do you think he was focused? No. 5 or 6 people kept coming in the president's office talking to the kid. He could see the kid out the window. He looked over several times. Good interview? Did he get the job? No. Get him at home. Inappropriate language. People think shock words are fun in an interview. Oh, hell! Damn! Why do you say that in an interview? You just blew it out the water. Why do you say that? You don't know my Christian upbringing. You don't know this person who doesn't use vulgarity. You know, and those are subtle words. But they go, oh, hell, I loved her. You know, I can do the job, and they just tell my damn way. I'm the best candidate. We've had these people. We had a person applying for a dean position, and we asked her, how do you work with your peers, your colleagues? You know, honestly, if I'm left alone, I'm fine. You're going to be a dean. You know what? I'm a self-starter, self-motivated. I initiate everything that I do. I don't need anybody around me. Thank you, ma'am, for your time. There's the door. Honestly. Controversial views or offensive topics. Leave them out. Leave them at home. You don't need them. This is on your slide. I won't go through, but this gives you an idea of what questions you need to ask. These are the questions I told you at the end. Into the interview, what do you have? What questions do you have for us as a committee? Really good questions. Good questions that will make them think. Now, I had one person kind of be a little bit kind of rude to me, like, well, we've already answered those questions in the interview. I said, well, I'm sorry. I guess I'm trying to direct these questions so that I know what you're expecting of the position. Oh. Like, what do you want out of your secretary? Well, that's part of the job description. So that's when you step off and realize you're pissing off this person, okay? Or you're annoying this person, and they don't want to, they may have 15 more candidates and you are wasting their time. Feel it out. Know how far you can go with some of these questions. And I could have been, a little rude and said, well, this is kind of, what I'm trying to ask you here, can I just continue? I've covered this in the interview. It's not like you're trying to stretch this interview out. I'm done. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless you. Yeah. Okay? Know your limits. Okay? Leave them wanting more, but not expecting less. Closing the interview. Reiterate why you are the best candidate for the position. We talked about that. Reassert your interest. I'm very, very interested in this position. If you choose another candidate, good luck to you. May your children be born naked. But, that's not a curse, is it? Okay. But you really think you want to say that, but you don't. You say something very nice. You say something like, this company will be successful with or without me. But if you do hire me, it'll be more successful with me. Okay? Excellent. Recovery goes back to what we said. Some companies allow you to recover. Can I go back to question number 1? Oh, yes, sir. You have more time. I'd like to answer that question now. Recover. Find out what you forgot to do. Don't feel like it's over because they will tell you. They'll give you a wrap-up. They'll tell you got 2 more minutes. Fine. Use those 2 minutes productively and recover what you lost. Okay? Thank each interviewer by name. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, God. I appreciate your time. I know that you volunteered to do this, and I appreciate you sitting down and letting me at least come in here and present what I think, is the best that I can present, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Request business cards if you can. Private companies. You'll never see us, oh yeah, here you go, come here. Ain't gonna happen, okay? So that goes back to your response. It's very, very hard to do that. But you get creative, you'll realize their names, they work for the community college district, if that's where you're, applying, and they're on email.
But are they gonna do that for teaching positions?
You mean, I'm sorry?
Do they give out their business cards to
No.
you?
No, yeah, good question. As the process goes on, that networking skill kicks in, and you go to the chair, you go to the dean and go, I had a few interviews, can I get your card so I can at least keep up with the next time you're hiring? I'm interested because honestly, you stay in their ear, what happens? They remember you. And they're gonna say, Kevin, KL, Southwestern did that to me. You know what? I was in Japan when I got a phone call. And they say, we'd like to offer you something for the fall. I'm like, yes, I'm coming! Hold that position, I'm coming! A year and a half waiting. I didn't give up. I just kept calling them. I kept, going by their office, dropping off chocolates. Well, they like chocolate, they requested it. I made myself known. Now I get consistently called for adjunct positions. Yes.
Before we, go any further, I wanted to know, what do you do when you have the distinct impression that the interviewers don't want to be there?
Good point. Very good point. I've seen that. And this is no story as well. I sat on the committee, again, for a position in the president's office, and the EEO, at the time I wasn't EEO, fell asleep. I don't know how it happened. There's only 2 candidates, but she fell asleep. So she probably didn't want to be there. So the way the candidate dealt with it, she just continued on focusing on the ones that she knew were aware. Now she had a total, not lawsuit, but she could have had a grievance on that. But she continued, she was more aggressive, and the reason I want this job is, you put yourself out there, say, I know it seems like you don't want to be here, someone forced you in this committee, I'm the candidate of the day. I'm the one that you really need to listen to. So you gotta push the issue. In the moment, there was a faculty member, I'm going to try not to be too long here, there's a faculty member who has been with us for 15 years, adjunct. Every position she applied for, they always choose someone else. She came to a one-on-one workshop with me, and the first thing she presented herself as is an angry person who just wanted the job, and she deserved the job, and she's so sick of them passing her over. I said, okay, hold on, you ain't packing nothing, are you? Okay, don't shoot me. At the end of that workshop, she realized, my goodness, I came in like that, didn't I? I said, yeah, that means you're going to come in on Friday. This was Wednesday, 2 days away. You're going to go in there with that attitude. You're going to go in there with that anger. And she really wanted to make a point of letting them know she is the best, has been the best for 15 years, and they should have hired her. She don't know what is going on. At the end of the interview, she realized that she needs to make friends on that committee. She needs to have them adore her on that committee. And it's very hard to do that. But at the end of it all, she had very high scores. She actually emailed me, and she goes, I felt the best I've ever felt in an interview because I didn't go in angry. I know that a lot of them didn't give a darn about me. She had personal feelings for some of them, and she knew she had to get past that. And she had the best interview that she had in a long time, she said. Talked about this. This goes back to, I think, one of your questions, do you call HR? Yes. Find out. And our HR, most folks don't know this, they will give you feedback. It'll be in a generic form, and it'll be after the entire process is finished. They will retire the individual, but they'll tell you, you know what, you didn't do anything negative. You didn't do anything that people disliked you. They were very generic. So when went for a position at Mesa, I couldn't believe it. I didn't even get an interview, and it's public relations. I didn't even get an interview. That's my background for 20 years. And they said, they just had, the fit wasn't there. Okay, and your feedback, because they actually had the forms, they wrote about me. They said, you had a great interview, it looks like. Nothing negative. Body language, you should have actually, been fine, I mean, not the interview, I should say, the paperwork screening. Everything looked great, they screened you, but they just didn't select you to be interviewed. Okay, that's fine. I know where to go from there. I needed to know that. Otherwise, you're devastated, come on, am I just beating my head against the wall, or what? There's reasons why they don't choose you. They choose someone from Los Angeles who's got NBC experience and who's currently a broadcaster, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's fine. They bought in a Top Gun, so to speak. Consider the offer. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this because it's in your handout, but look at all this and consider your location, the financial, the benefit packages, all of this. Because in Miracosta, high money, great salary, no good benefits, no union. So they can fire you like that. They can look at you and you know what, we're not going to bring you back next semester. You're done. Who's gonna fight for you? You don't have a union. We have a very strong union here. So that's something you have to consider. A great benefits package at San Diego Community College.